Hi, Barbara. How are you?
I'm good, Doris. How are you?
Good, thank you. Nice to see you.
Thank you very much.
Great.
Alrighty, I'm gonna finish setting up. I will be back.
Okay. Hi, Nat. How are you? Can you hear me? Yep. Hold on. Let me, your microphone is off. Okay, now it's on. Can you hear me, Nat?
Yes, I can hear you. Loud
Okay.
and clear.
How are you?
I'm fine. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Why they wait till the last minute to make these decisions?
I'm sorry. Hi, Larry.
Why do they make the wait till the last minute to make these decisions?
Not sure, Nat. I'm just,
I mean, I went on there. I rushed home and got on the internet to see what the agenda was and everything, and nothing's there.
no, it was there. It's just made some modifications, some additions to the agenda. How are you, Larry? Can you hear me? I'm going to ask you to
Larry.
unmute. Okay. All right. Perfect.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Larry, I wouldn't even have known there was going to be a meeting tonight.
Doris,
I'm sorry.
Don't take it wrong.
Oh, no, I am not. Don't worry.
But Nat's question really is, how come we weren't aware that there would be a meeting until we called later on today? You know, I think it would be more useful. I know things are a little bit in a scramble and it's hard to get everything done.
Understood.
People have left and so on and so forth. So probably it would be more utilitarian if in the morning, knowing we would have a meeting, you just sent out an email to all of us saying, I'll be posting the agenda and invitation later on today.
Yes, I understand, Larry. I did
That's all.
post, the agenda was posted actually yesterday, a draft agenda. And then once it's reviewed and it's official, then I sent out the official agenda. So it was posted yesterday, last night, before I left the office. But I do understand, and I will, try to get the agenda and have it circulated at least the Friday before the meeting.
Thank you.
Okay,
Yep.
so
Yep.
I will talk to.
Look like the
Hi,
messenger in
Neil.
the house.
Hola,
Hi, everybody.
senor.
How are you, Neil?
Well, I realize I shouldn't have set up this way. I'm going to switch around so that we're not facing the window.
Well, you got time.
Yeah, I close the door here.
Sun shines bright in Mexico,
Look at that sunshine. Yes.
huh? Yeah.
You know, there's Neil and Ted Cruz have a lot in common. More than I thought. As soon as it gets really cold and snowy, they bail.
I hadn't thought about it that way, Larry, but actually, now that you mention it, I guess
It's probably the only thing you have in common is that you set foot in Mexico.
Not the best angle in the world, but
Hey, good. That's good.
Oh, yes, it's beautiful. I just came back from a workout. I walked, well, I must have walked 3 miles, 4 miles maybe, and went to the gym, did a little exercise, and
Nice.
practiced my Spanish, Doris, on every occasion and froze every time.
You did very well
Every
before.
time.
You did great.
But I'll keep working at it.
Hi, Nada.
Hi,
How you doing,
Nada.
Nada? Hmm.
Hi, Nana.
Okay, I've unmuted myself. Good evening, Neil. Good evening, all of the board.
Hello, Nada. How are you?
Very well. I do commend you all for working so hard for the village. Really, it's a love of our village, and thank you all very much for
Well,
putting in the time, everyone there.
And Nada.
And if you know of any person who can walk up and down stairs and smile, we need desperately help in the workshop. And particularly, they must work on Sunday. You never know who might know of somebody who wants some part-time work. So we
Good to
throw it out
know.
everywhere
Absolutely.
at this point. No
What's
affordable housing is created beyond a beyond for years, but it's gotten worse. As we,
Yeah,
Yes.
it's the major basis of our problems and going to continue and wipe
Hi,
out
Ron.
our balance of having certain elements within this area.
yeah.
It really is beyond belief.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Hi,
Nada.
Ron.
You can
Hi, Ron.
unmute yourself, Ron.
I'm going to ask Ron to unmute.
You got on mute.
Oh,
There you
okay.
go.
Sorry about
There you
that.
go.
How is everyone?
Good.
Doing
Good.
great. Thank
Very
you.
well, thank you.
Well, I have news.
Oh,
Jackie and I got vaccinated today,
Oh, great.
Well, great.
Congratulations.
and now my arm hurts, and that's about it.
where did you
Where
go?
did you get yours?
75 minutes west in Miller Place at a Rite Aid.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Oh, I
Oh.
managed at CVS in Manorville 10 days ago. With
Good for
luck,
you.
my son-in-law
Nice.
waking up at the crack of dawn all the time, and
Yeah, for the Boston.
I'd given up.
Hi, Kay.
I
Hi.
heard Stony Brook finally out here in March is expecting to get a certain amount, finally, the hospital.
Hi, Catherine.
I just heard that, but who
Hi.
knows if it's really so. I now will be quiet. It's 5 o'clock.
Hi, Kay. Hi, Kathy.
Hey, how are you guys?
All right, good. How are you?
Good.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi.
Before we officially start the work session, I just want to wait to see if we get Denise. And then I don't know if anyone's heard from Jonas.
He is actually waiting. I'm letting him
Are
in.
you letting him in? Okay,
Yes,
great.
yes.
Perfect.
Just logged in right now.
Perfect.
Hi, everyone.
Hi,
Hello.
Jonas.
I'll see a picture, but
Hi, Jonas.
Hey, Neil.
So I'll go
There's a
ahead
picture.
and
oh,
There
there
you
you
go.
go.
There you go.
great.
Hi.
Thanks. So I'll go ahead and start the work session, and if we need to readdress anything when Denise comes on, we can.
Jonas, you're not on camera, but hi.
There
Yeah,
you
he
go,
is.
Cameron.
Yeah, yeah.
He's here.
You can't see him?
Wait.
Neil?
Yeah, we could, we could,
Yeah, we
he's
can-
on.
Oh, Neil
Okay.
said he didn't see him.
Okay, so we're going to start. It's Tuesday, February 23rd, 2021, and it's a little after 5. So we're starting the work session.
I
for
can't
the
see it.
planning board.
He's there.
He's there. So the first item on the work session was 152 Hampton Street. But I'm going to let Kathy just make a comment on that.
Mhm. So we received a package from the applicant on February 8th, and we're working our way through that. But one of the things that we had recommended doing for the January meeting, but that was canceled, was to recirculate the EAF and do the lead agency coordination process. So that didn't occur. So we should do that at the meeting. The board should vote to start the lead agency coordination process.
Okay. So
And then
we are going
I'll work
to
on- Yeah, I'll
vote.
finish up the report, and then
Yeah.
I can get that out later in the week, but I don't
Yeah.
think there's any reason to talk about it until we
No.
have, all the comments.
Right. So we're just going to vote on that in the regular meeting. Then 63 Page Main. We just got an email from Tiffany Scarletto for the applicant requesting that it be adjourned till the next meeting, which we will
Correct.
do in the regular meeting, but we don't need to discuss it at this point. We're waiting on their reaction to our comments from our last meeting in December.
Correct.
Okay. Then the third item that is 41 Main Street. And it's regarding secret and parking. But I think there's a referral to the fire marshal that Kathy sent out. And that there's some other issues with regard to the site and other boards that are looking at this. I don't think we need to discuss it right now. So I think for now, it's that's where that is. Kathy, do you have anything to add?
No, I think having the fire marshal's input on whether that building is appropriate for an office use, it's on the CO, it says shed. So we want to make sure that's actually, a viable use before we even look at this further.
Yeah. So those are all the things on the agenda for the work session. I think in the interest of using time wisely, I just wanted to update everybody about the waterfront overlay district on the board. So the moratorium on site plan approvals for our board has been extended another 6 months to allow time for the consultants and the board of trustees and the mayor to hear comments from various groups and individuals about the proposed plans and zoning code. And so they're going to go through a lot of the comments tomorrow night at the board of trustees meeting. And then, as we've discussed earlier, eventually, if when this is adopted, it will factor into site plan approvals. And then the other piece that will also factor in, that'll probably be one of the larger changes, will be in addition to parking variance metrics, that there'll be potential like TDM plans that applicants will have to come up with to accommodate, let's say, parking spaces that they can't do on site. And that would be, the planning board would have a role in that. Kathy, is there anything you want to add about?
So just technically the moratorium, they're going to vote on it on March 9th.
Okay.
It does expire on the 1st, but having a few days in between is not a problem. Suffolk County Planning Commission is going to need to vote on that, and that their meeting's on March 3rd. But we don't expect that we would need the full 6 months. It was just, we don't want to have to go back. And we got comments on that at the Board of Trustees meeting, and the board agreed that it was appropriate to go for the 6 months. But yeah, we're very close. The TDM that Kay referred to would apply as we are recommending for the entire village center, which would be the VB district, the OD district, and the WF districts. And it's not just, it's not like a, checkbox and say, okay, you can get parking relief. You have to demonstrate, first of all, how much parking that you would need for the site and for the use and for the time of day and your actual demand. And then come up with a strategy for a parking solution. And then that would be a basis for parking relief. It would still need zoning relief for your parking stalls. So it's not just a, it's still parking relief. But the planning board would play a role in review of the TDM plans, if that's what the applicant chose to do, and make a recommendation, as they do now, for parking variances. So,
Kathy?
Yeah.
Excuse my ignorance, but TDM is an acronym for what?
Transportation Demand Management. Thank you, Larry, for saying that. Yes.
Not to slow your roll, but I understand what you're saying. Come up with a parking alternative. What kind of alternative?
It's a much bigger question than we can answer. But right now, the only choice is that if you don't meet the parking on site, you request a variance.
Correct.
And so this is an opportunity to get some thought into how are you going to manage the parking demand that exists for your use, and to come up with a potential solution. It's not going to solve everything. We know that. And there needs to be a bigger, discussion, but at least it will have something that if you can't meet the parking on site, you have options to present to the zoning board and to the planning board.
Larry, this is Dennis Downs, if I can speak. One alternative could be valet parking, where you're bringing cars to an off-site location. That's the only thing I could think of right now. The rest of it's going to be pretty difficult, but somebody will come up with a good solution. But Kay, you mentioned that it was a 6-month extension. I thought they mentioned it was only 1 month.
No, but I mean, they're going to talk about it tomorrow, Dennis. I don't want to.
Oh, because the last meeting we had, the mayor was saying 1 month, but I can understand why you'd want 6. Getting something done in a month is not easy.
Hi, Denise.
It's just hi, Denise.
Doris. Hi.
It's
Oh, there
not,
you are.
We're not going to use it all if we don't have to.
But it is going to be 6 months.
That was my understanding from the last meeting.
Oh, okay.
That's what's proposed right now.
That's what's proposed.
Okay, thank you.
If I can just talk briefly to TDM. Sorry, I haven't been following the discussion maybe as closely as I could have, but if you could use TDM to make improvements to the public realm, including sidewalks and encouraging bicycling and that kind of thing, I think we'd be heading in the right direction. Thank you.
Yeah.
Are you saying something of a public benefit?
No, and I just want to clarify, because it's for Dennis. That would be part of, and Jonas, part of the TDM strategy would be in like providing better connections to pedestrian connections from parking to parts of the downtown area. And also part of the whole overlay and the new zoning code is that redevelopment or new construction needs to provide bicycle spaces or racks as part of that. There, and there's a lot of layers to TDM, but those are definitely pieces. So they just wanted to update the board about that, and there'll be some sort of training involved
Mhm.
once this all kind of really falls into place. And then I think there was the other big, and let's not get into the merits of it, but I just wanted to kind of make everyone aware. So right now, let's say in that current zoning district, certain buildings are allowed to have, correct me, Kathy or Denise, if I say this wrong, 35 feet height, maximum height on buildings. Under the new proposed changes to this overlay, the maximum height would be 25 feet, and a developer could get a bonus of 10 feet if they follow certain steps within the zoning code. And some of that part of the process would be also part of the planning board's purview, whether those steps have been met. And part of that is access to the waterfront. And there are other components on that list, and it's all on the website too. If you guys want to educate yourselves, even for 10 minutes, I think you could probably get a lot out of it. You can go to the Sag Harbor Village website, and there's frequently asked questions on there. All the materials are there.
Let me just interject. So there are 2 height zones that are proposed as part of the code. The waterfront and waterfront park properties, which are north of Bay and north of, Long Island Avenue there. Those are the ones that have a 25-foot height max, and a possibility of having the additional 10 feet if you provide the public access to your site. But on the other side, within the overlay district, the maximum height will still be 35 feet. But if you're, the 3rd floor will have to be stepped back by 10 feet. So from the sidewalk, will appear as a 2-story building rather than a 3-story building. So, and that's one of the diagrams that's in the proposed draft code that's on the website. The other thing that's on the website is the draft TDM provisions. So that's, if you Google Sag Harbor Waterfront, you get a page that has all of these materials on it.
Okay.
So the other thing we could update
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You want to update them?
Yeah.
So we have 3 local laws that are pending also, that this board recommended when we had discussed these recommendations. I think it was in December, for 3 minor clarifications in the zoning code. And I would encourage you to keep doing that, because that's what makes the zoning code better, is to, eliminate some of these, you can call them loopholes, but really what they are things that get misunderstood. And to make the zoning code clearer is always a good goal. So there's 3 clarifications that are pending before the trustees. That will be, I can't remember if that's the 24th.
Yep. March 9th is the public hearing for all 3.
Okay.
Yeah, and Denise, remind us what they were.
It was the expansion of that buffer area between residential and commercial properties to non-conforming uses that are outside the commercial district. In the commercial district, so it doesn't protect the residents that happen to adjoin non-conforming uses in the residential districts. So it closes that loophole or misinterpretation. And then the definition of coverage is changing to make it clear that the residential exclusion for driveways does not apply to driveways or service ways or entryways to commercial buildings, and nor does it apply to their parking lots. And the third,
It was clearing.
oh yes, that's correct. Yeah. The clarifying that clearing, it needs to be in connection with a building permit that's issued by the building department, which will necessitate ARB approval. And right now that section of the code is buried in like a little phrase in one place. I find it, it's not entirely clear. So we clarified that.
Oh, that's all hopefully positive changes.
Yeah, the trustees were very appreciative of the recommendations from your board and encouraged you to keep at it. And if you see stuff that you think, should be modified, send them a memo, like we did.
Mhm.
Great. So I think, and then the other thing is there's a new, they hired a new building inspector. So just so
Yes.
everyone knows, I don't know, when did he start already, Denise, or?
No, is it the 25th or the 29th? I know Doris will know.
The 25th.
25th? Okay. I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
So I was just talking to Dennis and I was trying to remember what day it was. But yeah, so just 2 days away. So we'll have a full-time
what's the
building
name?
inspector and 2 part-time building inspectors, if I understand correctly. I'm sorry, I don't know his name. Maybe Doris does.
Yes. Hold on. Jim Esposito.
Esposito? Okay.
Yeah, I believe he's on the agenda, the trustees' agenda for tomorrow night to be formally, hired.
And the assistant, is one of them, I don't know, is that fellow Gary, is he considered an assistant building inspector?
No, the way I understood it is it would be this new gentleman that's starting. Hopefully the part-time gentleman will stay on and actually have a little more time for us than he has had. And then that there'd be another part-timer, but I could be
Good.
wrong and starting rumors. I'm sorry. I'm not entirely sure, but I just know that I feel like progress is really being made in terms of restaffing there, because I know it's been very difficult for them.
Sure.
And for Kathy and her team, because they've done a lot of work to try to help pick up that workload.
Well, and also there's been an initiative by the board and the mayor to try to not streamline, but
Just organize better.
the process, organize the process. Yeah. So that when we get applications, they make sense or they're complete. And other boards, the same thing. So I think that'll be really positive. There's going to be some growing pains in the process. But I think ultimately it should help, our leadership.
Sorry, Kay.
Got a bad connection or something.
Yeah, I thought it was me.
I thought it was, okay.
I thought it was me.
Okay, okay, can you hear us okay?
Yeah.
You can hear us. You're unfortunately we can't hear entirely what you're saying. It's like sounds like you're far away.
I might try to.
Oh,
Much better.
That's better. That's perfect. No, yep.
I was gonna say I could try to reconnect, but if it's working, I won't do that.
You're good.
So I think you guys got the gist of the last comment I made, which is just that. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, going in and out again.
Okay. Hold that thought. Let me try to reconnect.
Okay.
I'll just see if I can. How are we doing?
Better, much better.
Sometimes they say, just turn it off and then turn it on again.
Yeah,
Better.
it's like the world solution for internet
A lot
problems.
of things, yes. Yes. So I don't know, Kathy and Denise, you guys have anything else to add or talk about in our work session here? No?
I'm sorry. I don't know what not sure what you covered in the beginning because I had no internet, so I couldn't get on.
The only thing Denise, we didn't get into it was 41 Main Street.
Yep. So that
which
one,
was the conversion of the shed.
Oh, no.
So
Okay.
I had basically said that we are sent a request to the chief fire marshal. We need that feedback before we should even consider we really should talk about it.
good idea. Yep. It is so that building has a number of uses in it, but we have only received, I think, an application for one of those uses. And so we're trying to figure out if the building can even accommodate the uses that are there. As Kathy said, like the most important issue will be fire and safety concerns. So that's a good idea to send it to him.
Yeah.
I sent it
And then otherwise-
specifically for the shed, Denise, not for the third floor.
Okay.
Denise, not for Am I cutting out also? Oh, shoot.
But, I mean, you can hear you.
Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing. Be right back.
We'll just do the same thing, do the best we can.
Right back.
So for anyone who can hear me, so that one is in Justice Court right now because it does have uses there that aren't approved, which is why they're before us to get one of those uses approved, but not the other use, which is an apartment that I believe is on the third floor that, was concerning to me, at least as a former prosecutor and as the village attorney, that there's an apartment there without the proper permit. So I asked Keith for an update today. Keith Payne, our code enforcement officer. Am I breaking up too?
No, I think it's
No?
Kay. Kay, I muted you because there was
Static? Or,
like static. Okay, I'm gonna ask you to unmute now. Okay.
I can mute, I mean, except for the part where I need to lead the meeting.
yeah.
that's
But maybe
hand
it'd be better. Maybe it's better if I
it's
mute
better.
So it is, so Keith said it is still in Justice Court. And I don't think there's been a discussion there yet about whether they're going to try to legalize the apartment, but in terms of our review, because they've only asked us for the one use, which is the conversion to artist studio from storage building.
It's a shed on the
Shed.
CO.
I'm sorry. So a shed to an artist studio, which also has an apartment. So we're doing some research, trying to figure this out before the board gets bogged down in it, to see if it'll even work. And I think that's really it on that one.
Just to clarify, the building is not the Sen building, but the former Wolfer Kitchen building,
It's
41
not,
Main.
yeah, it's definitely not Sen.
It's the building directly adjacent to it.
It's the
Coming
Romany
south.
Cremorris Gallery. That's,
Oh, it's a Cremorris
yeah,
Gallery.
yep.
Well, she owns that whole building?
Yes.
I think that's the case. Yeah, the building and then the shed in the back. And it's the shed in the back that they've applied for as an artist studio. But like I said, it also has an apartment in it.
I didn't know that it had an apartment in it. That's news to me. I thought the apartment was on the 3rd floor. So if there's another apartment, then that further complicates it. So we'll get to the bottom of it.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's they had asked for office use. They said that they've been using it for gallery space and a studio and office space for 25 years, but the CO says shed. So that's what, you know.
And you're right, Kathy. It is the 3rd floor. So it's the 3rd floor of the main building that has an apartment that
that is not
it's not legal. It's not legalized. It's habitable space, just, you know, attic space.
Yeah.
I relocated. I think my connection's better here.
Sounds
Sounds
better.
perfect.
If at first you don't succeed. So in 1 minute, we can do our flag salute.
Okay. I'm gonna share the screen.
Flag, okay, perfect.
Okay.
Before you do that, Doris, hi, this is Stephen Leffler. Denise, I just have a question regarding some of these changes that are coming about, because is there going to be a provision for grandfathering existing applications? Because the ones that are being proposed now are going to adversely impact my current project that's proposed that I've been working on for years.
I can't answer that question for you now. This is not the right place, but it's on for public hearing on March 9th. So I would get copies of them and see if it does affect your project, and then speak to the trustees about it, because they're going to be voting on the amendments.
Okay, so on March 9th, that's the forum to address this issue?
Exactly. Yeah, that's when the public hearing is scheduled.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Okay, so let's go ahead and do our pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
It's like
Of the United States of America,
And
and to the republic
for
which stands
Nation.
one nation, under God, indivisible,
liberty,
with liberty and justice
for all.
for all.
So thanks, everyone. It is now 5:30 on February 23rd, and I'm calling to order the meeting for the planning board for the Village of Sag Harbor. We did not have a meeting in January. There was no business. So I would like a motion to approve the minutes that were taken on the December 22nd meeting.
So moved.
And may I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
So
I'm
carried.
sorry, who made the motion to second? I wasn't looking. Oh, Ron, thank you.
Thanks. Okay, so the correspondence requiring action, and Dennis Downs is on the Zoom for the applicant. There was a request sent in, I guess last night. It was received today, for an extension of all approvals granted by the planning board in regards to 64 Germain Avenue. That has not been before this board since I joined. So I just wanted to ask Dennis, how long of an extension are you requesting?
1 year, that's all. Can you hear me, Kay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, fine, thank you. They spent the last 6 years trying to get through the health department
I'm sorry, Dennis, can you
for
just
4
state,
units.
can you just identify for the record, please?
Dennis Downs, 34 Bay Street, Sag Harbor, New York. This application was approved by the planning board almost 6 years ago. It's the factory building on Germain Avenue that's all boarded up. They were granted approval for 4 units, 4 condo units in that building. Then they spent the last 6 years almost with the health department, and the health department cut them down from 4 to 3. So all that's happening is the units that are inside are going to get a little bit bigger to use up the space. But the same amount of site plan work that was done for a 4 unit is being kept for the 3. We're not reducing parking. We're not reducing any of the amenities. All the landscaping will remain the same. It's just that we're going to have 3 units instead of 4. And it's taken all this time. I mean, they did everything trying to buy Pine Barren credits. Then even after they got that all set up, the health department still came back and said, no, we only want 3 units, despite the fact that they sent them on this journey to try to get Pine Barren credits.
So I think
Neil was on the board at the time. You may have been chairman, Neil.
We all were.
And Larry was on, yes.
Okay. So
I'm sorry.
so Dennis, I think it's
Okay.
too quick. Can you guys hear me?
I don't know who's talking. I can't hear them.
How about now? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I just heard that.
Better.
Okay. So Dennis, my thought would be that we need more time to digest this request before we can grant a year extension, considering there are changes to site plans from 4 units to 3, and that this request was received today.
Okay, if there's anything you need, if you want some of the old plans, or, I mean, they're all on file in the village, but if you need old plans or anything like that, I did send Kathy the other day at her request, the site plan and the floor plans for the 3 units as opposed to 4. But I can send it to everybody if you'd like to, like me to.
Well, I think we need just to, I think we should put it on the agenda and on for next month. And then just make sure that it all makes sense before an extension for a year is granted or voted on. Just to give everyone time.
I also think it should be clear that this is really an amended site plan application, even though it's going from 4 to 3. It's, it's an amendment to the site plan application. So we would want to compare the proposed.
Kathy, the site plan is not changing. All that's happening is inside the building is changing.
I would like to verify that.
Okay, not a problem.
Okay.
Can I ask a question? Living around the corner from Germain and passing that building every day of my life almost, I noticed that there was some construction work going on the property over the last, let's say, 3 months. And then I
They have a
noticed.
permit for that.
I'm not suggesting they didn't. I'm just
Okay.
making an observation. And that today when I went by, I noticed that there was a for sale sign on the property. So so that everyone's aware of is that correct, Dennis?
What happened was there were 2 partners, and the architect was one of them and the builder was the second. The architect decided to pull out after several years of discussions with the health department because he wanted 4 units. The builder decided he would go ahead with the 3 units. They came in and got permits to do some work inside the building because the building was deteriorating because of the weather. And that's why you see all the board, all the boarding up that's been done. They had to do some cleanup on the outside of the building at the request of Tom Priato several months ago. So that may be what you're seeing now, but I'll find out from David Silverstein exactly what he's doing. But he's prepared to go forward with the project. He's got the financing involved. He's not trying to sell the property. They did it one time. When they first got bogged down at the health department, they decided they were just going to sell it and walk away from it. And then Silverstein decided to hang in there and get all the permits, which he's now done. And but the health department wants to see the resolution that approved it being reinstated or being extended before they'll put the green stamp, not the green, red stamp on their survey. I hope I answered your question.
Yes.
Okay.
If it helps, I can come with a draft amendment / approval for the next meeting. And if the planning board decides to move forward, then at least the draft is ready. If you want me to do that, but it's fine. Okay, I'm sorry, we can't hear you. I think you're muted.
Okay.
Pay is muted.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to unmute.
I don't know whether she heard you or not.
Yeah, she's trying.
Oh,
Okay, I'm
there you
Okay.
go.
There you
There
go.
she goes.
Something isn't working right, but I can hear everything. Okay, so then I think we should table this to the next meeting, assuming there isn't some legal procedure requiring an extension until the next meeting. Denise?
Oh yeah, nope, that's fine. We can
Okay,
table it
so-
till the next meeting.
Could I get a motion or, yeah, to table, vote to table?
So made.
Second.
Denise, you'll still bring a draft of the resolution with you
Yes.
next month?
Yep. Yeah, that's no
In case they choose to
problem.
do it. Okay, thank you.
That's no problem.
So then all those in favor of adjourning us to the next meeting to determine? Aye.
Just for the record, the next meeting is March 23rd.
All right, so I think I just want to, did we get everyone to vote?
Yes.
I don't know if I heard it. Yes, okay, so that's carried. So Dennis, thank you very much, and we'll see you next month.
Thank you.
Okay. So then the next item on the agenda, old business, is 152 Hampton Street. A site plan application, which we talked about in the work session, and it's
Okay,
really
you're
just
okay.
up for whether the board is going to vote. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so we just need to vote on lead agency coordination review under SECRA, correct, Kathy?
Yep, you want a motion to assume lead agency and
Yeah.
circulate
So
to the various.
can I get a
boards.
motion? Yeah, okay, can we get that motion, please? And a second?
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, so carried. I think that's everything. Correct.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
63 Main Street, with Tiffany Scalado sent a request to adjourn it to the next meeting, and that is,
Yeah.
that,
Okay. So if we could get a motion to adjourn 63 Main to the next meeting.
So moved.
So made. I'm sorry.
And Jonas is the second?
Second,
Is that right,
yeah.
Jonas?
Yep,
Okay.
perfect.
All those in favor? Aye. Okay, so
Okay.
carried. All right. So I think that's everything. Correct. Thanks everyone for
Can you, Kate?
bearing with the internet trouble. So then I need in this the meeting a motion to adjourn the meeting, please.
I move that we adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Thanks. A second. Thanks. All right. All those in favor? Aye.
Bye.
Aye. Okay. Thank you guys very much.
Okay.
Night.
Have a
Good
good
night.
night.
you.
Well, everybody,
Good
stay
night.
well.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Good
you.
night. Stay safe.
Thank you,
Bye,
Nada.
everybody.
Right.
Enjoy the sunshine, Neil. The warmer weather.
Yeah, jealous. We're jealous.
Hasta luego. Adios.
Muchas gracias, Doris. Adios.
Okay. Bye-bye, Nat. Bye, Larry.
Oh, Neil. No,
Bye,
never
Nada.
mind.
He logged off already. Okay.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
I took his garbage to the recycle, to the dump.
Oh, I'll let him know if I get in touch with him.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good night.
Okay. Bye, Nada.
Bye, Nada.